You've heard the names, right? Zeus, Hera, Poseidon. The stories of the Greek gods are absolutely legendary. Tales of incredible power, messy love affairs, and just total chaos. But have you ever stopped to wonder why they fascinated us for thousands of years? Well, it's because these weren't just bedtime stories. For the ancient Greeks, this pantheon of gods was basically a complete instruction manual for understanding the entire universe. Seriously, think about it. How do you explain a massive thunderstorm that seems to split the sky open? Or what about that sudden flash of inspiration, that brilliant idea that just pops into your head from nowhere? Or the way the world literally dies and is reborn every single year with the changing seasons? We've got science for that now, sure, but what if you didn't? How would you make any sense of it all? Well, for the ancient Greeks, the answer to all of it was simple. It was divine. Every single thing that happened, from a flash of lightning to a powerful emotion, was the work of the gods. Their world wasn't random or chaotic. It was absolutely buzzing with purpose. And if you could understand the gods, well, you could understand life itself. Okay, so who were these gods? Where do we even start? Well, like any big organization, it all started at the top. The Greek cosmos had a really clear power structure, and it was ruled by three incredibly powerful brothers who basically carved up the world among themselves. The whole world was pretty neatly divided between them. First up, you had Zeus. He was the undisputed king of the gods, the big boss. He ruled the heavens and the sky, dishing out justice and, of course, hurling thunderbolts. Then you had his brother, Poseidon. He was the master of the vast, mysterious seas, and he was so powerful he could shake the very earth with earthquakes. And finally, there was Hades, who governed the unseen realm, the underworld, the final stop for all mortal souls. So you have the sky, the sea, and the underworld, the three biggest domains, all accounted for. So that takes care of the big cosmic picture. But the Greeks were also thinking about us, about human society. They believed another group of gods were the actual architects of civilization, the divine forces that shaped everything from family and community to culture and bright ideas. And what's at the absolute heart of any society? The family, right? And Hera was its ultimate divine guardian. As the queen of the gods and wife of Zeus, her domain was marriage, home, and family. She stood for that sacred bond that every single Greek city was built upon. And what do you need to build a great civilization? You need more than just strong families. You need brilliant ideas, clever strategies, and real skill. And that, right there, was Athena. She wasn't just some vague goddess of wisdom. She was the divine spark behind human ingenuity, whether that was a general planning a battle or a weaver creating a masterpiece. It's really no wonder the incredible city of Athens was named in her honor. Now, for any society to really thrive, you need communication. Things have to connect. Enter Hermes. You can think of him as the divine internet of the ancient world. He was the messenger god, zipping between Mount Olympus, the mortal world, and even the underworld. He was the god of trade, travel, and communication. He was literally the force that connected everyone and everything. Okay, so we've got cosmic order and we've got social structure. But the Greeks were realists. They knew that life wasn't always so neat and tidy. They had gods who personified the wild, the untamable, and, let's be honest, the chaotic forces of being human. And is there anything more chaotic than war? If Athena represented the cool, calm strategy of battle, then Ares was her total opposite. He was the pure, unthinking rage. He embodied that brutal, bloody frenzy you find on the battlefield, a terrifying and truly primal force. But hey, chaos isn't always violent. Think about the feeling of love or desire. It can be just as overwhelming, right? It's this irresistible power that feels like it's coming from somewhere outside of you. For the Greeks, that feeling had a name, Aphrodite, the stunning goddess of love, beauty, and attraction. And finally, what about that feeling of just letting go? That feeling of pure joy, of celebration, of just getting lost in the moment. That was the domain of Dionysus. As the god of wine, theater, and festivals, he represented that awesome emotional release, another wild and totally essential part of being human that just doesn't follow any rules. So let's pull all these threads together. We've got cosmic rulers, we've got the architects of society, and we've got these wild primal forces. What do you get when you put it all together? You get a divine explanation for pretty much everything. You can really see the pattern here, can't you? Every major part of life had its own divine cause. A storm wasn't just meteorology, it was Zeus, probably in a mood. A great idea wasn't just a neuron firing, it was a gift from Athena. That feeling of falling head over heels, yeah, that was Aphrodite, working her magic. Each god explained a really critical piece of the world and our experience in it. And this is the most important thing to get. The Greek Pantheon was not just a random collection of cool stories and characters. It was a complete, elegant framework for making a chaotic and sometimes scary world feel understandable, meaningful, and full of purpose. Now, while there were tons of local gods and nature spirits, this whole powerful system was centered on a core group of about 12 major gods and goddesses, the famous Olympians. They were the A-team, ruling from Mount Olympus, and as we've seen, each one had a vital role to play in the grand drama of the cosmos. And that's why we're still so obsessed with these myths today. They're so much more than just fantastic stories. They're a direct window into the minds of the ancient Greeks. They're like a map that shows us what they valued, what they were afraid of, and how they saw their own place in a massive and powerful universe. Which kind of leaves us with one last thought. The ancient Greeks used their gods to make sense of the world. What about us? What are the gods of our time? Is it science? Is it the invisible hand of the market? Technology? What are the powerful, sometimes unseen forces that we look to today to explain our own complex world? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining this explainer.